Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday
ear.
morning, 6 to 10.
Yep, it's the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. Now, you wondering who all these Negroes are?
They already tried to rob me from my boots.
That's good. I'm glad they're staying true to character. Okay, this is the cast of Money and Violence. All right, first of all, please tell me that none of this is real and you all are just actors, because if not, I have no choice but to call the police right now.
No, we're actually not actors. That's the crazy thing.
Oh, my God, I know.
And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean as far as what you see being true. It's just that none of us have ever acted a day in our lives.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did the whole concept for Money and Violence come about? Like, what made you say, I'm going to go grab this camera? First of all, how do y'all shoot? Because it look like it's one camera. It don't look like it's a whole multi-camera
Let's talk about what
thing
Money
going
and
on.
Violence is. It's a web series.
Oh, okay.
That you
First
guys
things
have.
first.
It's based out of East Flatbush in Brooklyn.
Flatbush. I mean,
I'm from Flatbush.
It's based all around Brooklyn, all over New York.
Yeah, I
Period,
guess I
because
grew
we
up a
shot
little
in Queens, we shot in Long Island,
Yeah.
we shot on numerous places.
But it's on Cloud9 TV.
Cloud9TV.com. Also, you can catch it on YouTube. Just search Money and Violence.
And y'all got like, what, 2 million viewers already tuning in?
Right now, we're at over 3 million views. But the crazy thing is that in the past, I'd say 45 days, we're about 2.2 million of those views.
No, it seemed like it really picked up over the past, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. That's when I started seeing the hashtag Money and Violence. And somebody actually came to me and said, "Yo, you know anything about the Money and Violence?" I'm like, I don't know who the rap. I thought it was a rap group. I'm like, I don't know who those guys. I don't know Money and Violence. And then I'm
But
like,
I think it's great
TV
because
show.
you guys wanted to do this series and you were able to do it on your own, right? I would assume you funded it yourselves. So let's talk about how long it took for you to film these episodes, put it together, the concept behind it, and everything.
All right, now that's the crazy thing. Originally, Money and Violence was supposed to be a full feature. It was supposed to be an hour and 45 minutes. I write it, I shoot it, I direct, I edit it, everything from the beginning to the end. Now, I've never done film before. This is the first time I've ever stepped foot behind a camera. I've never edited. And the first 2 months that we shot, we had about 18 minutes of footage. And I was like, you know what, this is taking too long. So I work very well under pressure. So I came to my peoples and I'm like, listen, what do y'all think? I think we should do a web series. For one, you know, being that we're standing in people's faces, consistency, we could create a following. And two, it'll just give us that pressure to do more. So they're like, all right, so when do you want to put out the episode? I'm like, next week. So we put out the first one. It was airing every Tuesday at 8, but what people don't know is...
How long ago was this?
This was about 6 months ago.
6 months,
August,
okay.
yeah. So when it would come out Tuesday at 8, the first episode, the next day, the next episode isn't even thought of yet. So we have 6 days to write it, shoot it, and edit it. And that's how we've been doing for the past 6 months.
Now, you all can't be getting paid yet. So what's the motivation for the actors? What's the motivation for you taking all this time to do this? Especially being that you said you never had done it before.
Originally, my motivation was just to prove to myself that I could do it, but also as well, it was I've been writing, like I wrote 2 novels that I never published, you know, and I think I'm a pretty good writer. So instead of having to go through the process of building a resume, I just wanted to put a body of work out there and let the people judge it for themselves.
So how do
Okay,
you-
so let's talk about the plot behind Money and Violence. There's a lot of things that go on in Brooklyn, and so far in
the old Brooklyn, as y'all call it.
Yeah, welcome to the old Brooklyn. What it is I believe that New York has changed a lot. And when I say New York has changed a lot, I just mean as far as the morals and principles, what makes a man, what the streets used to breed back then, it doesn't necessarily breed now. So I believe that the best way to teach people was to kind of revisit those old values and principles, once again, to reacquaint the streets with what New York was.
Do you think that the new Brooklyn or the new New York is softer than it was?
I don't think, you know what, I wouldn't necessarily call it softer. I would just, I would more say that it's, and I hate the word real because the word real has been misconstrued so much in the last 10 years, but...
Yeah, because criminal don't necessarily make you real.
And I believe that real just basically means true to yourself.
Gotcha.
So if you're a coward, I can respect you for being a coward as long as you're not trying to be anything other than what you are.
Gotcha.
Play your position and I can respect you for the position you play. As a matter of fact, I might even find a place on my team where I can use you and you'll be great at what you do.
Got you.
You understand what I mean? And that's exactly what I mean. Like nowadays, the definition of what a man is synonymous to play a gangster pimp when it has nothing to do with any of the three. You know, if you're true to yourself, then you're a man at the end of the day.
So you said you never picked up a camera, ever?
No, never.
Never. You just decided to pick up the camera to go shoot Money and Violence.
Yeah.
Does that make you want to go to school for that and learn more, or you just feel like I can just be self-taught?
No. See, now this is the thing with Money and Violence. I knew where I was weak. You know, I knew as far as production, this is going to be weak because I've never edited, I never shot. So I said, okay, where I can be strong, I have to be as strong as possible, which is storyline, which is dialogue.
Yeah, your storyline's crazy. Writing is crazy.
Yeah, so I focused my attention on that. So it was like, okay, even though I'm weak here, it'll balance it out. And plus, none of us have ever acted, so it's not going to be great acting. A lot of times I hear people say the acting is bad, and I'm like, but we're not actors. I expect that.
No, that's what I said. I said, yo, the acting is terrible, but the storyline is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't expect any of us to win Oscars for acting because none of us have ever acted. But it's crazy because, like, this is my right hand. And some days he sits there and he's like, I can't believe you got us acting. But now, everybody, after the season's over, we're looking into taking acting classes and things like that. And I basically, gave somebody a new interest.
Are the characters based off real people?
Yes. The characters are based on people who have been in my life at some point in time.
So were you ever a scammer in Brooklyn or anything?
Well, this is the thing.
Don't incriminate yourself.
Don't
incriminate yourself.
No, not at all.
It's all fictional.
You have to understand that when you have a story that's based on true events, it's not necessarily that everything is true. Because I could tell you a story about my life, but being this is something that's going to be viewed by the public, it has to be entertaining.
Gotcha.
So things have to be tweaked to a degree for entertainment purposes.
Now respect your jaw. Who the hell in the hood was scaring the hell out of people by saying that?
Mr. is a combination of two people. Mr. is a combination of one of the biggest bullies from Flatbush, who was my right-hand man, who's actually doing 25 years right now. Shout out to Mr. Hold Your Head.
Okay.
And also, respect your jaw is a line that this dude on my block always used to say, respect your jaw, respect your jaw. So I just thought it was hilarious. So
Mr.'s character came about because of somebody you actually knew?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing 25 for?
He's doing 25 for, murder.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. This really is based off truth?
Yeah.
Now, where do you want this thing to go, man?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, this is a project that I did. I mean, you watch Money and Violence, and the thing is, I want people to understand that Money and Violence is about much more than just money and violence, It's not another tale just glorifying these acts or whatever. A lot of these kids nowadays, they're so attracted to this gangster lifestyle. So when it comes to people, there's a huge difference between advice and somebody talking mess. And if someone doesn't respect you, to them it's not advice, they're not going to take it. So being the people are so entranced with this gangster lifestyle, I gave them a couple of figures that they will respect, but who hold those certain principles and morals of loyalty, who holds these morals of not being conniving and underhanded. It's my way to kind of trick the streets into learning.
Like, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but Rafe,
Mm-hmm.
he seems like he's some sort of scholar. Like, he goes around dropping jewels on everybody he meets, kind of. Who was that based off?
That's me. I mean,
That's
Rafe,
you? Okay.
Rafe, me and Rafe are one and the same,
Gotcha.
And at the end, anyone who knows me will tell you, like, I believe that, you should use your life as a vehicle to help people to be better and to want to continue to keep breathing. So every conversation that I have, like, I'll always have a jewel for somebody. I haven't lived that long, but for the short span of time that I've lived on this earth, I've been through a lot of experiences, and I stepped away from every single one with a lesson. So due to that, in order to prevent people from going through these experiences, because some of them I might not have made it out of. So therefore, I try to prevent them from having to go through these experiences by giving them these lessons.
Sometimes you read like the news and you see what's going on in Brooklyn, and it all seems very mythical to people. Like, wow, this is what happened. They did this, and there's certain characters in Brooklyn or people that people know that are like legends in the street. But sometimes something like this kind of shows behind the scenes what could have been happening to lead people to do certain things that they do. And
it's funny you say that, because that's the same thing. That's one of the purposes. It's like you watch the news and you know the what, but you never know the why. They label us as the bad guy. And at the end of the day, yes, we do go by extreme. We go to certain extremes, but it's a means to an end as far as survival is concerned. One person might work 12 jobs. You know what I mean? I might look at them like, you're crazy, because that's an extreme. Another person might rob a bank. And it's basically two different formulas to meet the same goal, because, they call us the bad guy. They look at us like we're animals, but I go home and hug and kiss my kids just like everybody.
Did y'all shop around for any deals, or did you just say, F that, I'm going to write and start shooting myself? Because it's hard to explain a vision like this to people who don't necessarily understand what you're doing. You come to them and be like, hey, I want to do a show about money and violence. They're like, what?
Exactly. And that's another reason why we didn't shop for anything. We figured that we would just put it out there, and if it's received well enough, then they would come to us, which they have been doing.
A lot of people approaching you?
A lot of people.
Now, the first thing they're going to tell you is, we need real actors, but you probably can keep writing, but we want it to be like this, we want it to be like that. Are you willing to give up that kind of creative freedom?
This is the thing. I believe that if I hand this project over to someone without me having creative control, Money and Violence will not be Money and Violence.
I agree with that.
That's for one thing. And another thing as well is, look, I want this to be on the biggest platform possible so that the message could be sent out to as many people as possible. But at the same time, if I turn this over to someone and it doesn't have its essence, there is no more message. So at the end of the day, what I did it for won't be. So the truth is, if I don't find what it is that I'm looking for, I have no problems releasing this on YouTube or streaming it from my website forever and making a little $5 off of each episode.
Well, Chris wants to interject. He said, "Hold up, now, don't mess up the money." He wants to. Go ahead, Chris. Get the mic.
That's not what it is. You gotta remember too that The Wire was based on a lot of characters that was in The Wire. They was all brand new actors. And they just put nice character actors that been around for years in the business around them.
Got you.
You take Snoop. Oh, matter of fact, me and the dude that played Omar.
Michael Williams.
Not Omar.
Who?
Marlo. We went to high school together. He was an actor.
Jamie Actor, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when we was in high school, so this is the same thing. These guys are multi-talented. I think once you just put people around them in a better situation, they'd be fine. Just like The Wire. That's why people love The Wire, because it was true.
It was
to the
real.
essence. It was real. They was getting people really off the streets of Baltimore playing the characters.
Do you see the improvement from when you did the first episode until now? You can see the difference between when you did the first episode until you got to part one of the finale.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to understand, when you watch the first episode, that is the first time, not only as far as acting, that's the first time I ever edited in my life. Like, I bought Adobe Premiere Pro and I learned how to edit off of YouTube tutorials. So that was the first time I've ever edited. So if you watch from episode 1, I'd say even to episode 12, like the change, like the growth is definitely.
You get new
huge.
equipment and everything too.
Nope,
somewhere along the way?
same one camera, same boom mic.
Why hasn't anybody killed Grimy Ty yet, man?
Because this is the reason, man. This is the reason.
Because they can't catch me, man.
And it's not even that, man. But the truth is, like, the scummy dude always lives forever, man.
Always.
Yeah. It's the good that die young.
Absolutely.
I ain't eligible for that.
I want to ask y'all too something though, because how do y'all buy into his vision? Because it's hard to take brothers off the street and be like, look, we ain't gonna get no money yet, but just work with me and things could possibly happen. A lot of dudes don't have that kind of patience.
I mean, with us, with me and him, it's always easy. It's like, I believe, like, I know my man is smarter than that. I know his intentions are good, so it's like, let's go.
Absolutely.
You got an idea? All right, let's go. We never did this before, so you want to do it? All right, let's do it. It beats other things we could be doing, other dumb.
Exactly.
Watch your mouth.
And y'all got one camera, right?
Yeah.
So this is like Snow on the Bluff style. I feel like Snow on the Bluff was inspiration for this, man.
Nah, I mean, there was the inspiration was more to get a message out than it was to make a film.
What's the message?
The message is just, man, with everything that's going on, just loyalty.
Stop being a
love,
scumbag.
Trust. Stop being a scumbag, man. Like, that doesn't make you a man,
That's why you got to show the scumbag get killed.
Yeah, but you know what it is? This is the thing. I believe that the streets as well as the world have adapted this money over everything ideology. And that money over everything means money over principles. It means money over family. Like with us, it's principles over paper. Like our mantra is, better we be broke together before we're ever rich apart. You understand what I mean? So it's just to reacquaint people, man, with loyalty and trust. Like my character and Mrs. character, for instance, we're both two alpha males and we butt heads all the time and we get a great deal of bread together. But that money never comes before our relationship.
So speaking of which, do y'all have like contracts with each other? So if this happens, this is what everybody gets, or is it just, all right, we're gonna just ride it out and see?
At the end of the day, man, let me tell you something. I can go into any meeting and they could all not be there. They can go into any meeting and I could not be there. And I have no worries and they have no worries. Because
we're worried about that.
We're not worried about that. Like that's my man. That's my heart. You understand what I mean? And I'm his.
Is this show an accurate representation of Brooklyn?
I believe so, because
Brooklyn, or like you say, old Brooklyn?
I believe even now. I believe even now, because they put up all these pretty buildings, but the truth is, not much has changed.
No, and that's what's scaring some people, because I got a homeboy. He's a white Jewish guy, and he goes, "Yeah, I got me watching that Money and Violence on YouTube. They shot that a few blocks from my house. I don't know how I feel about that." Why do you think this show got so many viewers so fast? I'm not gonna say so fast, but 5 months
Yeah.
is pretty quick for it to have popped the way it did.
I believe it's the authenticity of it. A lot of people, that's what they say, because that was our goal. You know, I sat back and I was like, the truth is, I've never seen the truth on screen as far as what goes on the street, how people are. I remember when we first started, and some of the cast was like, why we got to talk so intelligently? And I was like, because we're not all ignorant. You know, I know a lot of dudes on the street that are very intelligent. We don't all talk like we're dumb. You know? So I believe that it's the first real representation, like, because with us, it's nothing about stereotypes. And also another thing, too, is I believe that it's the first project in a while that's just been 100% totally New York. We talk New York, we dress New York. Everything is just NY. It's a representation of us.
No, I do feel like it's been a hood flick missing for a while. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if it was gonna come in the form of a TV show or a movie, but we ain't had like a Boys in the Hood, a Menace, The Society, Paid in Full in a minute. Now, have y'all had any problems with the police while filming? Like they might see y'all and think what y'all actually doing is real?
Nah,
Like,
they
wanna
let
be
us
in it.
rock. Like they used to they see us all the time in the same neighborhood, so they just know it could be 2-3 in the morning. We shooting. They're like, hey guys,
Yeah, that's
they
what
don't
guys
bother
are out
us.
here every week.
So what are you entertaining now to do next?
I mean, there's a lot, you know. Like I said, I have 2 novels. I have 1,000,001 ideas as far as other films in my head, and these are things that have always been in my head.
But ideally with Money and Violence, where would you
With
like
money,
to see
it's just now to take it to the next step, to a larger platform.
Have you,
You know-
started? Okay.
And I don't know what that platform will be. Will it
We
be
got a lot of
television? Will it be Netflix? There's a lot of meetings, and there's a lot on the table.
Netflix, man, because Netflix gonna let y'all get creative control, and they'll give y'all a nice little budget, and we can binge watch. I'm all about binge watching. That's why I can go watch all 22 or 23 episodes of Money and Violence right now on Cloud9 TV.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of
A
people
lot
say
of
that.
merchandising situations we have going on also.
Respect Your Jaw T-shirts. You gotta get them.
We got 'em.
Have you started taping season 2 yet, man? And what can we expect? Is Kane gonna ever see through his baby mama's BS, or he gonna keep falling for the okie doke?
Oh man, I can't tell you. Let's just say it's going to be real intriguing and it's going to be real interesting. The main thing with me is I just don't like my storyline to be predictable. So everywhere that you think it's going to go is probably where it's not.
Absolutely.
But it will make sense.
And we got people.
Chris, there's a
stealing
mic right there, Chris.
We got
Oh,
people
yeah.
stealing his lines already.
Who
Yes.
Empire?
Oh yeah, I heard Empire
Yeah.
stole a line. What was the line
It's
they
swiping
stole?
lines.
They stole the line as far as the streets,
The
dangerous.
sidewalk.
That's why they made sidewalks. Also, SNL did our piggyback ride. And
SNL also.
and another
got something with,
coincidence,
Kevin Hart.
SNL just did a skit, What the Wire Would Be Like in Brooklyn.
Oh, I saw that with Kevin
was
Hart,
horrible.
Jay Farrow,
Yeah,
and
Listen,
Keenan.
yeah, I'm not saying that it was imitation. I'm just saying it's it's
It
coincidence.
came from somewhere.
It's
or
It's coincidence. That's all.
Word. Well, listen, the cast of Money and Violence. Anything else y'all want to say before y'all leave? Everybody gonna be looking at this.
Follow me on Instagram, Cloud9TV _ CLOUD, the number 9 TV _. Watch Money and Violence. Search it on YouTube, Money and Violence, or catch it on cloud9tv.net. Thank you to you guys for having us up
And no
here. We
disclaimer, like,
appreciate
look,
it.
this is all works of fiction.
I mean, there's no need for a disclaimer because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, if it's fiction, then what am I saying? It's fiction.
It's
That's true.
loosely based on his life. Loosely.
I'm just,
You ain't gonna get us hot. It's just
Charlamagne might be one of the liars.
no, Envy's the feds. Y'all better be lucky Envy not
yeah.
there. Huh?
Where he
Yeah.
at? I thought I was gonna see him today.
Yeah.
You better be lucky he's
in
not there.
Arizona.
Oh,
Yo, shout out to the cast too. Shout out to
shout out to
Venom. Shout out to
everybody.
the girls. Jessica Madison, Princess, B, who plays China. Shout out to the whole cast. Ty, Moolah, Alaska White, Kenny,
BR, the
G,
whole
BR, Fresh,
Jamaican.
all the Jamaicans.
whole
Shout out to
y'all.
Flatbush, Brooklyn. Shout
Yeah,
out
shout
to
out to
everybody.
Brooklyn,
We
man.
love y'all.
Word.
Right.
It's the Breakfast Club. Viewers already tuning in.
Right now we're at over 3 million views. But the crazy thing is that in the past, I'd say 45 days were about 2.2 million of those views.
No, it seemed like it really picked up over the past, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. That's when I started seeing the hashtag Money and Violence. And somebody actually came to me and said, "Yo, you know anything about the Money and Violence?" I'm like, I don't know who the rap. I thought it was a rap group. I'm like, I don't know who those guys. I don't know Money and Violence. And then I'm
But
like,
I think it's great
TV
because
show.
you guys wanted to do this series and you were able to do it on your own, right? I would assume you found.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Yep, it's the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. Now, you wondering who all these Negroes are?
They already tried to rob me from my boots.
That's good. I'm glad they staying true to character. Okay, this is the cast of Money and Violence. All right, first of all, please tell me that none of this is real and you all are just actors, because if not, I have no choice but to call the police right now.
No, we're actually not actors. That's the crazy thing.
Oh my God, I know.
And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean as far as what you see being true. It's Jane and my peoples, and I'm like, listen, what do y'all think? I think we should do a web series. For one, you know, being that we're standing in people's faces, consistency, we could create a following, and two, it'll just give us that pressure to do more. So they're like, all right, so when you want to put out the episode? I'm like, next week. So we put out the first one. It was airing every Tuesday at 8, but what people don't know is...
How long ago was this?
This was about 6 months ago.
6 months,
August,
okay.
yeah. So when it would come out Tuesday at 8, the first episode, the next day, the next episode isn't even thought of yet. So we have 6 days to write it, shoot it, and edit it. And that's how we've been doing for the past 6 months.
And it yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about how long it took for you to film these episodes, put it together, the concept behind it, and everything.
All right, now that's the crazy thing. Originally, Money and Violence was supposed to be a full feature. It was supposed to be an hour and 45 minutes. I write it, I shoot it, I direct, I edit it, everything from the beginning to the end. Now, I've never done film before. This is the first time I've ever stepped foot behind a camera. I've never edited. And the first 2 months that we shot, we had about 18 minutes of footage. And I was like, you know what, this is taking too long.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked very well under pressure. So I kissed it with none of us have ever acted a day in our lives.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did the whole concept for Money and Violence come about? Like, what made you say, I'm going to go grab this camera? First of all, how do y'all shoot? Because it looks like it's one camera. It don't look like it's a whole multi-camera
Let's talk about what
thing
Money
going
and
on.
Violence is. It's a web series
Oh, okay.
that you
First
guys
things
have.
first.
It's based out of East Flatbush in Brooklyn.
Flatbush. I mean, it's,
I'm from Flatbush.
It's based all around Brooklyn, all over New York.
But I
Period,
guess I
because
grew
we
up a
shot
little
in
different.
Queens, we shot in Long Island,
Yeah.
we shot on numerous places.
But it's on Cloud9 TV.
Cloud9TV.com. Also, you can catch it on YouTube. Just search Money and Violence.
And y'all got like, what, 2 million